Hello and welcome to Berkshire Guitar Amplifier Repairs in Reading, England. This is another in my How to Bias series, and on the bench today we have a Marshall Silver Jubilee 50 watt. Two EL34s. This shouldn't detain us too long for two reasons. The chassis is very easy to get out on this amplifier, and Marshall have fitted a bias pot. So all we need to do is to get our screwdriver in the right place and give it a twiddle. So this won't take us too long. Let's get the chassis out and get this amplifier biased. Okay, here we are. We've got the amplifier set up with a couple of bias meters. Now you can see that the bias current is about 5 to 6 milliamps different on these tubes. He doesn't want new tubes, so we're going to have to live with the slight mismatch on these tubes. That's okay, 6 milliamps. Purists try to get this down to the milliamp, but let me just tell you something. A mismatch on the tubes of this amount, 5 milliamps, will give you a very, very slight distortion on the signal. We wouldn't want any kind of distortion on a guitar amplifier signal, now would we? If this was a hi-fi amp, of course, you do much better than this. So the trick to biasing this amp is to adjust this little chap here. Let me move that so that you can see. No point in doing a bias video where you can't see the bias pot. And Marshall have fitted a bias pot on this amp, which is great. So I'm just going to adjust that now, and the correct bias current for 440 volts on the plate is about 39 milliamps. So I'm just going to come up a little bit on this. Let me see. Clockwise increases the bias current, as you can see on this one. I'm just going to bring that up to about 39 milliamps, and that means that the other one is 35 milliamps. You can just see that there, and that's perfectly okay. So that actually is that amp biased. Relatively straightforward thing to do. If you've only got one bias meter, just pop it on one valve, adjust the bias to get what you want, in this case 39 milliamps, and then put the bias meter on the other valve and just double check that it's kind of about 39 milliamps. And they are very simple to bias, this Marshall, because they've put a bias pot. Well, as I said, that hasn't detained us very long, and that's due to the fact that Marshall fitted a bias pot, so it was easy peasy. If all amps had a bias pot, our lives would be a lot simpler as technicians. So there you go, job done, no drama on that one. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you on the next video.